Thank you so much for listening to TTS Files. Please like and subscribe.
After hearing about Coleus species being used in rituals in some Indian tribes, I decided to give it a try. Everything I've read is very much unclear to me, so I figured that extensive experimentation and research should be done in order to understand the effects and the possible uses in understanding what parts of the brain and therefore the mind, this plant and its neurochemicals affect. I tried a series of experiments with Coleus blume and 6 other kinds of Coleus. There are at least 100 kinds on my shelf. I used no drugs, not even cigarettes, for at least 2 days prior to experimentation and was using no medications whatsoever in order to keep a clear mind to understand what the Coleus neurochemicals were doing alone. I also decided to smoke the leaf. All leaves were around 3 inches wide and 4 inches long and picked in the months of August to September. No pesticides were used. I decided to smoke the material. The leaves were also left out in open air to dry and took around 3 days for them to be ready, because I heard that 80 to 100 leaves were an average dose used in teas in order to achieve effects. I figured that teas were a waste of time when trying to figure out if the leaf material was even active, and also not very good for the poor plant, considering 80 to 100 leaves would strip the plant naked. So smoking became the route of ingestion. All smoke was cached in one large hit in one lungful and held in for 25 to 30 seconds, according to my watch. The set was always in a good mindset, always a scientific mindset, and the setting was always in my house at night time in an area in the city with a lot of nature and trees. I love nature. I also avoided hanging around friends or anybody. I was alone when experimenting in order to avoid distractions. I am not the type to transcendently masturbate. I love to study everything on my own with no babysitters or distractions. For some this is not a good idea, but I am very used to this, for this is how I learn about my brain chemistry. I don't need distractions to feel safe or good. I experimented with Coleus species about 20 times in order to give a more clearer understanding about Coleus. I am only gonna give a vague hint of what I felt because the damn internet keeps screwing up on me and I have no time to write a book on here. Here are some of the consistent effects. After smoking the whole bowl, 1 inch tall and 1/2 inch wide short straight pipe, in one large hit and holding it in for 25 seconds, according to my watch, each time I noticed effects that were not placebo but definitely mild, that started 5 to 15 seconds after exhaling. The effects continued to get stronger for another 15 to 45 minutes before peaking. Also, depending on how much you took, the peak would hit quicker or slower. The more you took, the closer to the 15 to 20 minute mark. The effects I would state is dreamy, zony, mildly trippy, but in no way a trip, lightly visual, you'd have to pay attention but not too much, lightly stony, minorly mind altering, wavy motion, nice for camping and laying out in front of the stars at night. Depth appeared different and things would slightly bend and morph, but just slightly. The visuals were light and they tended to have a greenish, bluish, and pinkish overtones. There were slight shadows appearing in and out and little dots that kept moving around, making it appear flowy. I didn't feel all there and it always felt like I had been up 24 hours, though ironically I never felt tired. It was also relaxing. I always noticed voices talking in my head on their own about common conversations, such as how's so and so doing, or this cup of coffee is not so tasty, or hello there, how is your day going? Basically normal day-to-day plastic society bullshit. The voices never even knew I was there, and there wasn't ever any cosmic insight or information overload like other normal mind-altering neurochemicals that I enjoy. It was exactly like just going to sleep and being in between awake and sleep just before passing out for the night. I study dreams, lucid dreams, OBEs, false awakenings, and other states that are oniric, and Coleus to me is very similar to what I consider the first 3 states of sleep: dream, tripping. Coleus is not something to trip on in the ordinary sense. It is more for studying dream states than tripping. If you're looking to trip hard, Coleus is not for you. Try ayahuasca or something. If you're looking to study dream states though, then Coleus is definitely a tool for you. I recommend using Coleus while lying down with eye closed at night time. While wide awake, avoid using it right before sleep, cause it would be a waste of leaf material, I believe, but you can try it. The interesting thing I noticed is that if you have patience with the effects, it really pays off. What I noticed is that when lying down with eyes closed, the voices eventually become seen in about 10 to 20 minutes. Dream imagery starts to come in and form around you. The voices then have bodies and characters associated with them. Only then can you actually interact with the dream people. They are not cosmic, they are just normal day-to-day people. I had a blast asking them questions and toying with them. They really have their own personalities. It's just like a lucid dream, but you have to be patient to get there first. Once there though, you will have fun if you love toying with dreams. The lucid dreams on Coleus are black and white but nevertheless realistic. I talked and walked around with people the whole time while in imaginary dream places. Always consistent. I was baffled. Trust me, just relax and be patient and lucid dreams will appear. The only problem is that you might forget that you're dreaming. But eventually you'll get the hang of it. Well, that's all right for now. Good luck folks, and remember to be patient when experimenting with Coleus. It is not a psychedelic but an oniric plant. If you use harmalas with it, it only makes it more intense and raises your heartbeat some, and lasts for about 2 to 3 hours. Without harmala it still lasts 2 to 3 hours, only less intense. Harmalas actually make it more trippy too. Smoke only 1 bowl if taking harmalas. I haven't tried more than 1 bowl while on harmalas, so one couldn't tell you what happens then. I will definitely experiment more with harmalas in combination and will post more if anything different happens. I have no clue if it would be bad for you in higher doses such as 2 to 3 bowls while on harmalas MAO inhibitors, so be careful if you decide to experiment. Long-term effects are not known yet either as far as I know, so be careful. Good luck with dream tripping.
Thank you so much for listening to TTS Files. Please like and subscribe.